Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are reviewing the Freedare Saiga. Now, I know this thing looks like a normal 26-inch fat tire e-bike, but you're going to be surprised with some of the features that it has, so let's get into it. The Freedare Saiga is a Class 3 e-bike, which means it'll do up to 28 miles an hour via the thumb throttle here on your right-hand side, the 3 levels of pedal assist, and your torque sensor. Now, this bike weighs 75 pounds, but it has a payload capacity of 330 pounds. It only comes in a step-over model, which is good for riders that are 5'6" to 6'5". It also comes in 2 colors. You can get it in a black, or you can get it in this silver version that I have here. Freedare also says that the Saiga will do up to 90 miles per battery charge. Well, we're definitely going to be testing that out today. The retail cost of the Saiga is $1,937, but currently they have it on sale for $1,449. This bike uses a Bafang 48-volt, 750-watt geared hub motor with a peak power of 1,000 watts. It also has 80 Newton meters of torque. It has a 7-speed Shimano transmission, along with a tourney derailleur, a derailleur guard, and the Shimano 7-speed thumb shifter. For stopping power, it uses a Tektro 2-piston hydraulic brake system. It also has Tektro 180 millimeter rotors on the front and rear. It has a spring front fork. Now, it can be adjusted, it can also be locked out, and it has 120 millimeters of travel. It comes with Kenda 26 by 4-inch puncture-resistant tires with an aggressive mountain bike tread. The battery is a 48-volt, 20 amp hours with 960 watt-hours of power with it. It is UL certified. As a matter of fact, this bike holds 2 UL certifications, one for the battery and one for the electronic system within the bike. Now, charging it up, it's pretty easy. It does have a 3-amp charger, which means you're going to go from 0 to 100% within 6 to 7 hours. You can go ahead and charge it while it's in the bike, or you can take it out and charge it indoors. If you decide to charge it in the bike, right here is your charging port. You just plug it in right there and you don't have to take it out. But if you want to charge this battery indoors, well, it does come with 2 sets of keys. Right now it is locked. We're going to put your key in there. You're going to unlock it, and then there is a button right here. You're going to push it and the battery comes right on out. Additional features include metal pedals. You have a quick release seat post, a Cell Royale seat. We're going to try that out and see how comfortable that is going to be. And it is possible to get fenders and racks for this bike at an additional cost. Cockpit Operations. On your left-hand side, you have a double locking grip. The rubber, it's like a medium hard, but more towards the hard side. It's the kind that I like, and it has a palm rest. You have your front brake lever right here, and then right here is your control pad. To turn the bike on, we're just going to hold this button down right here, and it brings up your beautiful color display. Now, when looking at the display, you can see where it has the battery percentage right here. And then this also shows, I think that's the RPMs maybe? I don't know, we'll find out. And then this is your miles per hour. This is your overall trip in miles. This is your pedal assist level. And this is your overall, and this is your overall odometer. Now, by hitting this I button right here, well, you can change those settings. Now it shows what our max speed was, average speed, time on the bike, and then it goes back to odometer. If you want to adjust your pedal assist levels, well, you have your plus and minus buttons right here. You're going to plus those up all the way to level 3, and then you can take it all the way down to 0. Now, if you are in 0 and you hold this minus button, this bike will turn on its walk feature and start going forward. So we don't want to do that right now, but now you know that that works. To turn the headlight on, you're just going to hold down this button right here, and it turns the headlight on. Whoa, this thing is flashing on the screen, but it's not in real life. It's just showing that there is an indicator right here and the screen dimmed. To turn the headlights off, well, you're just going to hold that button down again, and it goes back and your screen brightens back up. This headlight has 2 bulbs instead of the standard one, ensuring that you get more light at night when you need it. It does not come with an integrated tail or brake light, but it does come with this battery-powered one, and the switch goes right under here. You click it on, and now your tail light is on. On your right-hand side, well, you have another grip, of course, but here is your rear brake lever. This is your throttle. That's what you're going to use to go forward without pedaling. And then this is your gear lever, where if you just use your thumb, you can push it down. Now we're into gear 4, and then by hitting this button right here, it brings it up a gear every time you push it. The bike also comes with a bell. I do want to mention that this bike does have a USB port. It is right here. Here's the cover for it, and it connects to the display. But when you get this bike and you have to put it together, it doesn't come with the controller assembled. You have to put this on the bike separately. And when you do, you have to plug it in to a spot that is hidden right behind the USB port. So when putting this bike together and you can't figure out where that cord goes, that's where it goes. Now let's go ahead and hop into the phone app, and that's where we're going to see all the really cool tech that can be done with this bike. The temperature has definitely dropped here in the Midwest. We're down to like 34 degrees, so I figured I'd bring the bike on into the cabin, start a fire, and we'll talk about the app. Now, this is the Freedare app, and you have to go online to get it. And then once you download it, you have to create an account, of course, and then it brings you to this section here. From there, you're going to turn the bike on. Once the bike is turned on, then you can go ahead and add your bike to this device. So by hitting that, you're going to hit the plus button, and it's going to pull from Bluetooth and pull the bike up. And once that happens, then you're going to receive this. There's my bike. It's actually the color of the bike. I don't know if that'll be the same thing for you, but then you have these different features right here. From there, I can lock the bike from here. It's going to turn the bike off, and then I can start it back on from here. I did check it out. If you do want a password for this bike, so somebody that just can't get up and take it, well, you can just put the password in here. For the app, though, it'll just turn on and off for you. This bike detection part, I think that's pretty neat because it tests things out for you. They're like, okay, I want to test the throttle. Well, it's telling you to use your throttle. Okay, and it tested it, and things are fine. It does that with various different parts of your bike. From there, we move over to the Find My Bike, where it will show you where your bike is in relation to where you're at. Okay, so that means if somebody takes the bike and they take it somewhere, this is not using an Apple AirTag. This will work on iOS, it'll work on any Android phone, and this will help you find your bike when it is missing. If you want to get directions to it on which way is north, there you go. And then from back here, then you have this go section. And this is like your speedometer to the bike, but it has these 3 different modes right here. If you use eco mode, it will take the bike only up to 12 miles an hour, but it uses less voltage. The normal mode takes it up to 20 miles an hour, making it a class 2 e-bike, and the sport mode will take it up to 28 miles an hour. It also uses the highest amount of wattage, which means you're going to get the least amount of mileage from this bike. From here, you can also control your light by just holding down the button. It'll turn the headlight on. Right now, because we are in a dark area, it has that daytime, nighttime light setting, so the headlight is automatically on, and the only way that's going to turn off is if I physically use my hand and turn it off. This app has a map feature. It also works like Strava, where it's going to track your entire ride. You can even import rides into this system, and it'll follow along. So you go back to the meter area. That's where it even tells you your altitude and all kinds of good stuff, and it's going to track your ride just like Strava. You can go over to here and you can save your routes. So you can add a new route in here, create a starting point, an ending point, and it will map it and take you there. So let's say starting point is here and the destination I want to go is over here. Hit continue and look, it just mapped the entire route for us. That's pretty cool. Once you do one of those, you can create it and save the map. I did not. You can go in here and go into your device management. And this is where you can rename your bike, which I just named it what the bike is. Put your ride history in here. You have your settings right here. This is where you can change it from miles to kilometers. You can clear the storage. You can make sure it has the latest update, which ours does. You can change your language. Message notifications. Okay, look, I have theft detection on. And if something happens with the bike, I want it to send me an SMS notification and an app notification. On the notification frequency, I'm like every 10 minutes. I would want to know within 10 minutes if my bike was stolen. So this app does a lot of stuff. So when we go for our ride tomorrow, we're going to use this app and see how good it works compared to Strava. Every time you do something in the map area, you are going to have to reconnect the bike by just clicking on the button, and it reconnects it. We are getting ready to head out for the road trip, and I moved the bike. And look, I've been getting these text messages telling me that the bike has been moved. So clearly the theft protection part is tracking the bike. I did sign up for text messages, and you can see it's working. Start off this review by checking out. Let's connect to the bike. It is locked. Let's unlock it. Okay, we're going to start off with using this app to see how accurate it is. I have turned on Strava to ensure that we also get that tracking as well, just in case this is off. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the go position. We won't be rocking this all the time. I'll be taking this off because I don't like doing my whole videos with just my phone up like that. So let's go ahead, hit the road. I mean, I've already added my safety features, added my half-knee bar end mirror, my Seco blinking light, and then let's turn on this rear tail light. There we go. Now we are ready to get out on the road. Well, here's one thing that I've noticed, that the screen on this is dimmed on the phone app. So really that's not going to be very functional if you're trying to use it while riding. Now right now I have it in pedal assist 0, so it's just me and the bike at this point. This area right here is very hilly, so we're going to see, we're going to be hitting plenty of hills today. But just riding this bike, just using the pedaling and no power, well, we seem to be doing just fine. And as you can see, we've already lost the app. So let's go ahead and stop. Oh, let's hit the start. Maybe that was it. Now, let's see if this stays lit up. Plus, we wanted to track this ride anyways. Me not having it turned on would have not been ideal. Now, one thing I'm wondering, because this bike has a constant theft system on so that if somebody moves it, it sends out the signal, well, that tells me that it has to be using the battery that's built in to pull that power. So I would think that if you let this bike sit for like 2 months, it might be dead if you left that theft deterrent on. I don't know. That's just a guess because that has to be pulling power from somewhere. All right, so 0 pedal assist, flat land, about 10 miles an hour. It's about average. Okay, we've already lost the display again. So right there, I see that as an issue. Unless there's a setting to change that, well, that kind of bites because I want to bounce it in between the sport, eco, and all that. So maybe we should just do that first. Let's go ahead and put it in eco mode. And we're going to test it out and see what these pedal assist levels are, because you know they have to change. Now with eco, that means you're only going to have a top speed of 12 miles an hour. And the pedal assist level 1 in this mode literally puts you at 12 miles an hour. Let's see what number 2 does. Yeah, so number 2 doesn't change it. Number 3 doesn't change it. So if you put this in eco mode, 12 miles an hour is going to be your max. It doesn't matter what pedal assist level that you're going to be in. Let's go ahead and switch it from eco to normal. We'll put it back down into pedal assist level 1. Pedal assist level 1 is going to take you to 16 miles an hour. Pedal assist number 2, 18. Pedal assist number 3, 20 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and switch it into sport mode. And that's where we're going to be spending the rest of this review, in sport mode. And pedal assist 1 comfortably puts you at 16 miles an hour. Let's try number 2, 19 miles an hour. Pedal assist number 3, and there we go, 28 miles an hour, as I figured it would do. Let's go ahead and look at the throttle on each one of these. Eco mode, pedal assist 1. Let's see what level that brings us. All right, well, 12 miles an hour, which is the max, so it doesn't matter what pedal assist level that you have it in. It's just going to take you to the max right out of the gate. Normal mode, we are still in pedal assist number 1, throttle only. Let's see what we got. And pedal assist number 1, throttle only, takes you up to the max amount. And I'm assuming that's going to be the same thing for the sport mode. Put it into sport mode, throttle only, pedal assist number 1. Let's see what levels we get. 27 miles an hour in pedal assist 1. So if I kick it up to 2, will it put us up to 28? Yes, it will. All right, so now we know. We are now checking the speedometer. I want to make sure that these speeds are right. And it looks like it is. So it looks like the speedometer is correct, which is a good thing. I want to see if I can hit 28 miles an hour before I make it to that stop sign by using throttle only. We are in sport mode at this point. Let's go. You know, she starts off a little bit slow, but she's picking up quickly. All right, looks like it takes about 31 seconds to get to top speed using throttle only. Now we're going to try to see how fast it takes us to hit 28 miles an hour using pedal assist only. I dropped it down into gear 3, and let's go. Now you have to pedal. Ooh, okay. So the pedal assist kicks on really quick, and that's nice. We are climbing in gears. Woo, 12 seconds. More than half the time using pedal assist will get you up to top speed. Now, if I put this in eco mode or normal mode, well, it's still going to hit those time frames. So, I mean, it's going to hit it. It's going to take less time. I'm not interested to see what 12 mile an hour does and what 20 mile an hour does. So we're putting my phone away. I still have the app going, and that's what we'll use to see how accurate it's going to be, along with Strava. We'll see which one is the winner. Oh, let's go ahead and reset the trip. Boom, 0-0. In front of me is a big hill. It's a long hill. I checked it out. It's about 14. It's got a 14-degree angle going up. We are at the bottom of it right here. We're going to try using throttle only and see if we make it up to the top. This thing better pick up some speed. We're going to have a hard time making it. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. Come on. You can do it. Oh, we made it. Woo. Look at these hills. Awesome. We're going to try it again. We're in pedal assist number 3. We're going to go ahead and just pedal and see. I mean, we just barely made it up with that before. Ooh, this bike doesn't. There we go. Took it a second to kick in. I didn't know what I was doing. And now we're going to see how easy it's going to be to make it up this hill. And I mean, it is. I'm not, well, now I'm digging in a little bit, but it makes it a lot easier. We're able to hold this 11 miles an hour, 10 or 11. Yeah, so if you are in an area with big hills, big long hills, well, this bike will be just fine. Just out of curiosity, we are in the middle of it. We are in the middle of this hill. I want to see if we could make it up to the hill if we just started from here. I do have throttle going. I am pedaling as well. And yes, we will be able to make it up this hill. And I'm in the highest gear. So if we lowered this gear, we'd be able to make it up relatively easy. But yeah, it's possible. So you can start in the middle of a hill and still make it up. Let's go ahead and knock out the brake test. It doesn't take this long for this bike to get up to top speed. Woo-hoo. I had a feeling we were going to pass the 30-foot mark. Let's see where we're at. 42 feet. All right, let's go ahead. Try it again. I like to do 2 brake tests on every bike. Ooh, this front suspension is working good. Oh, stopped a little bit quicker. 40 feet. I'm not a huge fan of the Cell Royale seats. So far, this one's doing fine, but I can see where it could possibly be an issue the longer that we ride. The riding position with this bike is also aggressive. Like, I feel weight going onto my palms and my arms. It's not a total up and down seated position. I'm totally fine with that because it just makes you want to like the bike more. The torque sensor is working well, feels pretty good. I know there are some torque sensors that are better than others. I would say this one's more towards the higher end than lower end. I do like this throttle, man. I just like how when you're moving, how it feels, how it performs. This bike scoots, and being in that more aggressive position just makes it even more fun. Right now, the goal is to put some miles on this bike, see how far we can take it before the battery dies. To get to the next town over, I got to spend 5 miles on this state road right here. It is been marked for bike riding, and they have this nice shoulder over here to make it easy for us. That's what I like about these bikes with the big battery. You can go to a town this way. I can check out the other town over there. I mean, you just don't have near the range anxiety that you would with the bikes with these smaller batteries. I decided to go ahead and stop, give me a drink of water. And while I did that, I turned the bike off and realized, oh no, I forgot about that. I was tracking the trip. So let's go into here and see if it shows. Oh no, those are saved routes. Hang on. Account here. Okay, today's writing, and it didn't track any of it. So I'm assuming that you have to leave the app open all the time, but as we all saw, it dims. So you're not going to be able to, it doesn't really do much good when it comes to that part. And I love everything else about it, the ability to switch it into those different modes and to plan the routes and stuff. But maybe we'll have to check that here in a little bit to see if while planning a route and taking that route, doing the navigation, if it goes black on us. This is New Buffalo. This is 5 miles from where our cabin is, and it is a tourist attraction. We have a really nice marina over here, but we're going to go ahead and do the beach test. I'm going to put this puppy in the sand and see how well it does. I wonder how far we can make it through this sand. Let's go, let's go. Oh, look at us. We are just cutting right through. Heck yeah. Now I do have throttle going. I'm pedaling. So we're doing both. Yeah. Oh, we're making it though. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. I decided to stop off here in New Buffalo, go ahead and do a mileage check. Now with that, Strava shows that we've gone 11.86 miles. The battery is showing that we're at 65%, and the display on here is tracking 8.9 miles. Now, if you remember, I did about like a mile before I ended up resetting the trip setting on here, but I still feel like it's about 2 miles off. Well, let's get back on the road and do some exploring. We just made it all the way back from New Buffalo, and it looks like we went 20.82 miles. Now, during this time frame, from up there to down here, all I did was use throttle. I wanted to see what that felt like for a long distance. We held at 27, 28 miles an hour the entire time, but we did burn a lot of battery. We're at 30% right now. So let's go ahead. I want to go to the app, and I want to see if we can set a map. I want to see how that part actually works. Go to, there are no hot routes. We barely have any internet out here, especially right by the lake. But now we're just having a hard time connecting to anything. Here we go. Oh my gosh. So we're having some network error stuff. Let me get over by the cabin, and then we'll have some internet going on over there. I went ahead and created a route that will take us, it's supposed to take us to the grocery store. I got to go pick something up. It's giving us the navigation, or it should be. We're going to start, and we're going to test out this thing, and hopefully it should be giving us the route. There we go. But I don't see where it started yet. Let's see if it's showing that. over here is where it's supposed to take off. Okay, so that doesn't work that way. We're going to pause that. Yes, I need to leave now. Continue. You got to hit it again. Let's go back to here. This is what I want to do and go. Is it tracking? I don't know. Let's go to the map. Well, the map is doing something. Let's try riding. Okay. You have to import the route book. This one. Go. Can I get this out of the way? No? Well, it's supposed to be routing me to the supermarket. I'm going to pick up a couple things since I'm here at the cabin. I don't even see where I am on the map. This thing is just not doing what I was hoping it would do. You know, I looked at the manual, I looked at everything. Maybe there's some steps I'm missing, but I don't see what it would be. Guys, I've literally clicked on everything. You know, I imported the map. I read their PDF. We had 28% battery power. I don't even know how long the trip is supposed to be, but it does look like it's actually recording the trip right now. And I am on this route, so I should be able to be seen, but I am not. And you can't move it. I don't know what's going on. And now it went black. Okay, so this is a smart bike, but it has some cool features. I mean, just the 3 different riding modes alone, I think makes it pretty cool, especially for those people that don't want to go as fast. But this thing keeps, if you can't keep the app open to navigate to where you're going, or let alone get it to navigate where you're going. I mean, it was cool that you can set up these routes, but I can't seem to figure out how to access them. So is this my fault for the review? Maybe. But I'm also, even when I have this app open, it closes. And there are, I mean, if I open Google Maps right now, it's not going to close. And I didn't have to make any special settings for that. So that's, you know, that's the thing you gotta think about. So this is a smart bike, and the price is really good, and this thing is a lot of fun to drive, and it's fast. Plus, it has a big battery. But that app, I mean, it's not really doing its thing besides switching in between the modes. The next question is going to be, do I have enough battery power to make it to the grocery store, grab a couple things, and make it back? Guess we'll find out here in a little bit. It looks like somebody's trying to take up the entire bike rack. Let's see if this has been tracking. Average speed 19 miles an hour, max was 28. 3.8 miles to get here. Calories burned. Yeah, I mean, that part's working. The map, though. I mean, when you set the route, that's not working. All right, well, let's grab some stuff. We are down to 18% battery power. We're heading back. This thing, looks like, I can't tell if it's not, I paused it, and then it moved to stop. Let me see, let me make sure it's hooked to the bike. It's probably not connected to the bike. So let's, because I did turn the bike off. So see, now the only way, so I can't reconnect this back to the bike without ending the trip. And now we're reconnected to the bike. So now we know. Well, she has some issues. I hope that I have enough battery power to make it back home. You know what, let's go ahead and put this thing in normal mode to ensure that I do. Because I got about 4 miles to get home. And we were like in the high 20s when I took off. So we're going to see what that does. Guess we'll try this again, see what happens. And as I thought, the seat, seats are subjective to the person. And there's just something about I think there's only one Cell Royale seat that I actually like. And that's on a different bike, and I kept it on that bike. But normally, I mean, the seats look cool from these guys, but for me, they're just not as comfortable as I'd like them to be. Right now, we're just doing throttle only. I'm just going to kill this battery at this point. Cruising at 12 miles an hour, we got 9% battery power left. I mean, one good hill, and that's going to kill this bike. Okay, we're done. We're done. Which is fine, because the cabin is right there. All right, well, it shows that our maximum speed was 24.9. Rode for 15 minutes. We went 3.8 miles, and we took it all the way down to 8%. That says 9. But this bike doesn't even want to move at this point. All right, I don't feel like it's providing me barely any assistance at all. So we are going to call it. Let me pull up Strava. It is time for my final thoughts. Now, Strava says that we went ahead and made it 29.10 miles on this battery. And I have to admit, I was being pretty rough on this bike, especially with all these hills that are around here. But on the display, it's showing that we've gone 25.7 miles and we are down to 8% battery power. But like I mentioned, I'm not really getting anything out of the bike at this point. Now, let's talk about things that I like. I think this bike is beautiful. I love when just it looks very clean. At first, I was thinking about putting fenders on it, but now I'm glad I didn't. I just like how it looks, just the way that it is. So it is super fun to ride. This bike doesn't make any noise. And what I'm talking about, like nothing rattles on this bike. And I always appreciate that when it comes to a manufacturer that they've figured out all the little noises that this bike can make and they solved it. Now let's talk about the brains of this bike. All right, we're running into some issues here. Now the theft detection works really well. Every time I was moving it, I was getting text on my phone saying that my bike was moved. As I showed you, I could easily hit a button and you could see where your bike was. So that part's working great. Now when it comes to like the navigation and stuff like that, I think they're off to a good start. I'm sure all of that can be fixed with a software update, or maybe if I just did it all wrong, then maybe Freedare can make a video showing riders like me how this app works instead of just a PDF. But I think that it's just not quite where it needs to be, but it's a software update and this thing will be rocking and rolling. Switching between the three gears, I like the three different custom settings where you had the eco and you had the normal and you had the sport. I do like that because some people don't want to go real fast like I like to do. 12 miles an hour is plenty speed for somebody. Well, this bike can be set to do that and keep it super safe in the process. Now, if you are interested in this bike, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description down below. If there's any discounts on this bike that I can find, I'll go ahead and add them in the description as well. Well, that's it. That's my review on the Freedare Saiga. I want to thank you for watching. And until I see you again, enjoy the ride.